Hi, welcome to Einstein's annual Fun Nutrition Workshop. We're excited to be partnering with you this year and look forward to working with you to help bring nutrition and healthy habits into your classroom. Today we're going to review the F.U.N curriculum, go over the books, games, and materials that you'll be receiving, and provide some tips on ways to include nutrition in your classroom and enhance your nutrition lesson. F.U.N stands for Families Understanding Nutrition. We are a USDA SNAP-N funded grant run out of Einstein Medical Center in Philadelphia. Our goal is to improve the nutrition environment in our community so that people in the community can make healthy choices. While today we're focusing on preschool students and caregivers, we also work with school-age students and adults throughout the area. Since we are grant-funded, part of a hospital, and partners with multiple agencies, we have many bosses and rules that we have to follow, as well as a lot of paperwork. We do our best to limit bothering you, but if we do ask you for something, know that we're just following our requirements. Our relationship is a partnership, and we both have responsibilities to make it work to help our students develop healthy habits. So what will we be giving you? First off, you'll get a monthly delivery of food for student tastings starting in October. You'll also get a lesson plan, a food shape, and additional supplemental information via email for each food. And there's a recipe book for each student for their caregivers that has information and recipes for each food that we taste. For your classroom, we provide books, workbooks, a craft material bag, a game bag that can have puzzles and games or activities to use in your classroom or in centers. You'll be receiving these materials towards the end of September or the beginning of October. You'll also have access to our staff, which includes educators and nutrition professionals, as resources to help you incorporate nutrition into your classroom environment and for your students' families. We offer virtual caregiver workshops or caregiver student cooking workshops as you request. We also give you access to our YouTube channel and our materials on our Google Drive. You'll also receive some mealtime talking points. These mealtime talking points are simple facts and fun information about a wide variety of foods. They're in a calendar grid format with no dates, so you can pick and choose the fact for what you're eating that day. At the bottom of the page, there are also some tips for the classroom. What we need from you is that you attend an annual training of the F.U.N curriculum, which is what we're doing here today. We also ask that you view our video for the annual civil rights training for SNAP-Ed, which is slightly different from what is required for food service. We'll be sending you this video and ask that you watch it before you teach your first lesson. We also need memorandums of understanding or MOUs and demographics for each site that we'll be working with. Most of this is done at the administrative level and is already done, but we may ask you for some individual information relating to your classroom. We need addresses of sites and teacher email addresses for delivery and communication purposes. And also, you may be asked to let us observe one of your nutrition lessons that you teach. Also, we ask that you teach the nutrition lesson and have the students taste the food, and then communicate with the caregivers about the foods that were tasted. We'd like you to share your success stories and give us any suggestions or problems that you have. Any information that can help us to improve our program is welcome. Most importantly, we would like you to use the materials that we provide. And again, we ask that you allow us to observe you teaching a lesson. We only have to observe in 1 to 2 classes a year, so there's a good chance that your class won't be selected to be observed. And then finally, we ask that you respond to emails and requests promptly. Today, we're going to review some ways we have found useful when teaching nutrition for preschoolers. Since you're in the classroom, you can present the information in whatever way is the most impactful for your class. We feel that including books, crafts, games, and videos for each food provides the students with multiple opportunities to learn. You can do it all at once or spread the activities throughout the week. But before we get into individual lessons, I'm going to ask that you take a good look around your classroom. Are there positive nutrition and activity messages displayed? Do you have a variety of healthy foods in your play areas? Is water readily available for your students? And are there any pictures of less healthy foods you might want to replace? Remember, Anything displayed in the classroom is an advertisement and can influence your students. When teaching nutrition to young children, it's important to keep the messages simple. Just letting them know that healthy foods help them to grow and get strong is enough. Specific nutrients are good to know, but our goal is not that they learn nutrition, but that they eat healthy foods. Try to avoid labeling foods good or bad. The minute we're told we shouldn't eat something, that's when we really want it. And most importantly, be a good role model. Your actions speak much louder than your words. During meal, snack, and tasting time, your students are watching you. Show them how to act and model words and ways to talk about foods that they like and don't like. Now I'm excited to introduce you to Sonia, who's going to share some tips for tasting foods with your students.
And now it is time to discuss the tasting portion of the lesson. Tasting food is an important part of the F.U.N curriculum, Families Understanding Nutrition curriculum. The goal of our program is to help the children and their families choose healthy foods as a major part of their diet. We know that people eat what they like. We also know that many people will not buy new foods because they don't want to waste their money or they simply never tried them before. So an important part of what we do is to provide a tasting of the foods that we're learning about in the classroom. Not everyone loves or even likes to try new experiences, even if they seem fun. The unknown can be very scary. By having the children taste in the classroom, we are providing them with a safe and supportive environment where they can take risks at their own pace. It is important that this be a stress-free and pressure-free opportunity for the children to take that risk. Some children will rush and eat every food without even thinking about it. Others will be hesitant, but they'll do so on their time. And some may take several weeks or months to even taste the food. And guess what? That is okay. We celebrate the children, not what they do. Before your first food tasting, have a practice tasting in the classroom. Here's an example. Today, we are going to practice tasting foods. When we taste a new food, sometimes we like it, sometimes we do not. It is okay to like it or to not like it. Everyone likes different things. So just because your friend likes it or doesn't like it, doesn't mean you have to agree. We're all different, and that is okay. Now let's pretend we're trying a new food and we do like it. Let's pick it up. Let's look at it. We smell it, and then we taste it. Yum, that was delicious. A big thumbs up. Now let's pretend we don't like it. We pick it up. We look at it. We smell it. And we taste it. That's not so good. We'll give that one a thumbs down. If you're really not sure, let's put that thumb in the middle because we can change that later on. Now, what if you really, really, really didn't like it and the food is already in your mouth and you don't want to swallow it? You just pick up your napkin, you quietly spit the food into the napkin, you ball it up, and you put it on the table. And then you give that a definite thumbs down. Now, because we're only giving them a taste, not a big portion, it won't be so nasty. It'll be just put in that napkin and balled up easily. But we do not yuck anybody's yum. So we practice beforehand, and that helps them to understand that there is no pressure and they can feel safe. Now, for the actual tasting, be sure to wash your hands and remind the students that we need to wash our hands and our fruits and vegetables before we eat or cook them. Then it is time to taste. Remember, taste is one of the 5 senses, and in getting ready for tasting, we're going to explore the food and use all those senses. When exploring those new foods, students use their senses and they see what it looks like. What shape is it? What color is it? Does it have a sound? What it smells like or what it feels like? It's a great time to expand their vocabulary and help them to learn to express themselves. Finally, we taste. When you are tasting, everyone tries the food at the same time. That helps to minimize the students or teachers influencing others. You can have a poem or a song, or just count to the number of the day or the letter of the day, and then everyone tastes. So if today is not your number for the day is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Boom, we all taste it. Or if the letter is G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, go. Now we all taste it. Or if you have a song or a poem, you can make it up on the spot. Just be consistent. You can say, it's time to taste the food. It's time to taste the food. Hi, ho, there, real. It's time to taste the food. We'll give it a thumbs up. We'll give it a thumbs down. We don't know just yet. We're going to taste our food. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You can just have a song and just make it up on the spot and then just stay consistent throughout the year. Let the students know that they do not have to like everything because no one likes everything. And you can watch your expression, because the children are going to watch you, and we don't want you to influence how they feel or how they taste about it, because you might have tasted the food before and you might have liked it or not, but what you say and how you react is going to influence the children. So just watch how the adults react. Let the children know they can just vote by thumbs up if they like it, thumbs down if they do not like it. If they're not quite sure, they can put the thumb in the middle. Talk about how it tasted and it felt in your mouth. Was it sweet? Was it sour? Was it salty? Was it crunchy? Did it make a sound when you bit it? It's also important to help the children understand that when we do taste the food, we're influenced by how it felt and how it smelled, even more so how it looked. Now, here are some additional tips for successful tasting. Everyone sits at the table and tastes together. Try not to stand over the students. If there are not any chairs, try squatting or kneeling so you are at their level. Try to have everyone who is in the room join in the tasting, including all teachers, aides, therapists, caregivers, etc. If everyone is involved in the tasting, the students will more likely join. So also remember to remind those adults or caregivers that are in the room with you that their expressions can influence the children. So let them stay quiet about whether they like it or their past experience. Thumbs up if they like it, thumbs down if they do not. Do not pressure or single out any students that are hesitant to taste or give too much praise to those who do. Meal times and tasting need to be stress-free as possible. Encourage caregivers to try the foods at home and let the students talk about what they did learn. Share with their caregivers what it was that the children tasted and their reaction. Some of the parents will be surprised to find out that the child ate edamame and liked it, or the child ate dragon fruit and liked it, or the child ate eggplant and didn't like it, or they did like it. You'll be surprised what the children will eat in the classroom that they will not eat at home. After tasting, have the children clean up, because that is an important part of the learning experience. And use the same process you have at your regular meal times for consistency. Remember to have the children to put a sticker in the book and draw a picture to write the word to know whether they liked it or not. Include it in your bag as a eating the alphabet journal and tasting stickers that go along with it. This can be used in tandem with the tasting you do with the children. Practice writing the capital letter A, the lowercase letter A, or whatever your letter of the day is. All children should be given a sticker whether they choose to taste the food or not. The journal can also be used for other projects that are done in a classroom, with children using the journal to draw objects that begin with the letter, or the shape or the color that begins with the sound or the letter. The journal also is a great item, not only for review at the end of the year, but for caregivers to see the progress that the children have made during the school year. We look forward to hearing from you. Any thoughts, any suggestions for us, and we look forward to learning from you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sonia, for those helpful hints. Shanika, can you share a little bit about how we incorporate literacy into our lessons?
Reading books is also an integral part of our curriculum. As we know, exposing young children to books increases the language and general knowledge. In our pre-K program, there are 2 sets of books. Every year, we provide a bag of 20 paperback pre-K books for you to share and read to your children at your convenience. We have created a list for these books. For each book, we have included a summary of the story, talking points, craft ideas, and other activities that relate to healthy eating, so that you can integrate the books and activities into your program throughout the year. At the end of the year, we ask that you give each child one of those books. The second set of books are books that are tied in with our lessons. These are primarily hardcover books and were provided to each classroom when we started the program with your site. These are books to be used every year with the foods you taste. Each lesson plan includes a recommended book to read, which accompanies the food of the month that your class will be eating. As you would with any book, introduce the title, author, illustrator, share the pages with the children, and ask questions or talk about how it is connected with the healthy food lesson. For example, we chose Clever Monkey to read for the cheese lesson. In addition to letting the children identify the cheese in the story as the food they will be tasting, it allows the teacher to engage with the concept of sharing and asking the children, can we really cut something evenly? Exactly evenly? In addition, the parrot Tico Tango uses many synonyms in the story and teaches children not to grab, steal, or take without asking. Talia and the Rude Vegetables teaches about many different root vegetables, but also reminds us of rude and polite behaviors. The books we chose can often be used to teach other cognitive and psychosocial skills and reinforce and support pre-K learning goals. Our goal is to expose children to a range of books that will engage them and support programming. These books are USDA property and must be used in the classroom and returned to us if the classroom closes. When reading other books with your students, look for any possible nutrition or activity messages to reinforce healthy habits, even if it's not the main message of the story.
We also like to reinforce our nutrition lessons with some crafts. So here's Jimmy to talk about what you'll be receiving in your craft bag, along with some ideas on how to use everything.
Hello, everyone. Every year, another perk of partnering with our program comes in the form of craft materials. Our team works closely with preschool staff like yourself to come up with crafts and activities that align with most curriculums. These craft materials can be used throughout the school year with our students. We also take into consideration feedback from educators like yourself by using data collected on surveys that are taken during trainings as well as the end of the school year. This input allows us to see what materials are suited to promote nutritional components in your classroom and what materials not to purchase. All the craft and activity materials that are provided align with the activities used in pre-K curriculums to further facilitate the various learning styles of the children. Teachers can utilize the materials at any time in the school year and are encouraged to use it in centers when possible. Templates for shapes and activities are also provided electronically for teachers to use for activities and books that many pre-K curricula implement. Teachers can use the template to cut out the food shapes and use this as a sight guide for children to use their imagination and creativity to create their own food shape. In your craft bag, you will find a vast array of materials that can be used for hands-on craft projects. I have a few things to show you here that you may receive. I have assorted felt shapes, pom-poms, fabric squares, some streamers. I have some printed paper, also some multicolored tissue paper, and some multicolored popsicle sticks. Again, these are just a few things that you may receive in your craft bag. You may also get self-adhesive foam shapes, ribbon, colorful yarn, glitter pom-poms, self-adhesive foam fruit shapes, classic Play-Doh, as well as wiggly eyes. Here are some examples of crafts students made using the shapes and the materials in the craft bag for the foods you'll be tasting. Let your students use their imagination and go for it. They don't have to be realistic, just fun. While they're creating their artwork, you can engage the students and discuss how the food felt, the difference between the inside versus the outside, where it grew, etc. Please use the materials from the craft bag as much as possible to create nutrition-related projects. And feel free to use the materials for other nutrition projects in your classroom. They don't just have to be used for foods we provide. We love to see what students create, so please share pictures of their masterpieces with us.
And finally, Christine will be introducing you to all the virtual materials that you'll have access to.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm super excited to introduce to you all the online materials we have to offer so you can integrate nutrition into the creative curriculum units and into your classroom. If your pre-K center is using a different curriculum, don't worry. You will still find ideas to integrate nutrition into daily learning through shapes, colors, and sizes, and through movement. Let's begin. You will be provided with a link or a QR code to access this cover page. This cover page is meant to be an index for you to explore the different topics. All of the different units are clickable. We are going to explore today the beginning of the year because school's about to start. So all you do is click on the beginning of the year. It will redirect you to our Google Drive. Once you get there, find the newsletter. Click on the newsletter and you will find 5 different activities for you to implement nutrition into your daily learning. Things like identify colors in your classroom, food name game, apple of my eye picture craft, friendship trail mix, healthy daily routine charades, Any of these activities can be modified to accommodate your classroom's needs. They require little to no resources as well. Another way to navigate through our nutrition hub is to click on the beginning of the year or whatever unit you choose. And instead of clicking on the newsletter, you click on the purple and yellow sheet. This is broken down into movement breaks, games, integrating nutrition into the classroom, nutrition at home, and cooking with children. Same information, 2 different ways you can access it. I do want to point out one more thing, which is if you click here, it will take you to our classroom food recipes. Now, these are also a great resource to share with families to reinforce what they're learning in school. So we have all different kinds of activities that are simple and easy to do. I'm just going to click on one. Ants on a log. Very easy. It's right here. You could print out or even email this to the parents digitally. If you wanted to email to the parents digitally, you would click up here where it says more options. You could click to share. You would copy the link and you could send it to the families digitally. Or you could just click print and print it all out for them. I hope this was helpful and you navigate your way through all of these wonderful ideas. I'm pretty sure you're going to find lots of cool ideas to add nutrition education into your classroom. I want to explore our YouTube channel with you. You will receive the direct link. I do recommend tagging that or adding it to your favorites in your toolbar so that you can have easy access to all this information. When you go here, I would go to playlists so you can see all the great things that we have to offer. There's crafts that you could have the students follow along with us and learn how to do. We have Granny Grocer videos. Granny Grocer is a great way for the students to have fun and listen to different fruits and vegetables being interviewed. So they're no more than 5 minutes and they're very engaging and funny for the kids to learn about maybe Brussels sprouts, where it grows, why it's good for their bodies. If you don't have time to show these in the classroom, this would be a great resource to share with the families as well. Then we have recipe demos. There's lots of different recipe demos to share. This is also a great resource to share home with the families. We have movement breaks and guided readings. There's so much information on our YouTube channel. So like, subscribe, and recommend to others. I hope you found this useful.
We're almost done. There's just 2 more things we need from you to get started this year. First, you'll be receiving an email with a link to our SNAP-Ed Civil Rights Training. Please view this video at your earliest convenience. Second, we need you to complete an attendance form. In the email with the video link, there will also be a link to a form for you to complete stating that you watched this annual training video, that you will watch the civil rights video, and that you pledge to promote healthy habits in your classroom and teach the monthly lesson. Thank you for joining us today. We know that your time is valuable and we hope that you have found this beneficial. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to us at abetterstart@jefferson.edu. Here's to a great, healthy, and happy school year.